Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another AOR highlights reel. And you've just seen me throw away my opening lap. Although not completely, because I did end up setting the lap as a banker, and thank God I did, because I was unable to improve. You see these highlights of my second run, looking pretty good so far. Not quite my best sector one, but this goes horribly wrong at this point. A mistake I've actually never made before. And doesn't look like I'll be getting my 39.7 that I did as a PB. And as I look at the timing screens, about to go for another lap. The session is ended for me, just as it was in Monaco and Spa. So no chance for a pole lap this week, although my PB wasn't as good as Chris's. And there he is celebrating his first pole of the season and Ferrari's first front row lockout, so well done to them. Fully deserved. Moving on to the race, we've got full wets for the starting stint at least, and it said 93% chance of rain, so it should be raining for a fair while into this race. We've got our championship rival knows them behind us in 5th. The Ferrari's ahead. And a bit sideways there on the start, and Bates has got a much better start than I have. Don Silva seems to be falling back a little bit. Take the outside line with safety. And he's getting very sideways there, and I've had to back out. Beads comes through with a little bit of contact, but there was no real harm done. He's always going to get the position anyway. The drive he got out of that corner, which is pretty good. We've got the two Belgian guys behind looking for a position. Don Silva gets very wide there. Lucky not to destroy his vehicle. I think I saw a bit of his wing come off. I'm looking for a move down here at the end of Raffles, and he's not going to make that. Yes, he's pulled out of that. Lucky for him. Not having a particularly clean first lap actually. And now, towards the end of that first lap, we've caught Beads, who's done well to come up to second. And we're looking to get a bit better traction out of this turn. Having run on the straight, we've got a lot of curves at our disposal, and now we're starting to use it. Not really getting massively a run, so I'm not really going to go for a move, but I completely outbraked myself anyway in the rain and locked up and tapped him there. Sorry about that. But didn't affect either of us, so I'm glad we could move on from that. And the next lap, the gap's pretty similar, although we have stretched it out to 4th position, and we got Chris up ahead, just still visible, but Beads has just clipped that wall, and a bit of lag I'm supposing maybe, and he may have gone in a bit harder than I saw, and ends up almost perpendicular to the track. We lose Toro Rosso of Loch Khan, unfortunate for him, and now these tyres are starting to pick up some speed somehow, despite them being on there. That was the 7th lap. Although we're still getting a bit of sideways going on the traction zones. And on the end of lap 9, Chris decides to pit.
Current reports are suggesting an improvement in the weather. Light rain expected in around 15 minutes.
And with that suggestion of 15 minutes to light rain, we're at least going to need another set of wets before then.
Exit now. We don't want a penalty.
No, we don't want a penalty. We never want a penalty. Tricky pit lane exit, probably the trickiest of the season.
No more scheduled pit stops, so look after your tyres.
And here's a crucial moment. We've come up to lap Beads, who's... I'm not exactly sure what's happened. I think he may have gambled and inters. But at this point we'll notice that he's actually keeping up and even catching up to us, possibly able to overtake if he wasn't a lap down. So I'm feverishly trying to look backwards and see what tyres he's on. Can't quite see with all the bright lights around. So I'm going to have to pull over here a bit to the left, because I want to pit this lap as my tyres are absolutely shot. And you just see that glimpse of green, so that's made up my mind, and as you can see there, Chris has emerged from the pits on full wets. So this is going to be a crucial stage in the race. Which tyre is the better tyre? We're going to follow this lap quite closely now. Oh, we get a bit of the wall there. I think everyone did that at some stage in the race. So the gap doesn't look too big, it's about 2 seconds at the moment. We've got Nozem, who pitted that lap as well, and I think Don Silva behind him. Well, that might be, there might be Beads. Oh no, he didn't pit, so that is the top 4, all visible there on that straight. And at the moment, it looks like my tyres the inters seem to be a bit better than the wets as we are catching Chris, who's led the whole 20 laps so far, so really unfortunate for him that he's made that decision. Yeah, these are clearly better. Gonna get a massive amount of traction out of here. Might go for the move on the outside. Yep, straight past. Oh, there's a bit of contact though, and I'm gonna have to put it into reverse to flick spin it around just before the wall there. That was pretty lucky because there's 2 cars coming. Gee, probably shouldn't have gone for a move there, but YOLO anyway. So good for the old highlight reel, that one. Now we can continue with the lap, and we're still catching Chris, so all definitely not lost from that minor incident there. We've got Don Silver has just passed Nosem, which means that Don Silver must be on the inter as well, and probably Nosem on the wet. And we're going to catch Chris, even with that mishap on this lap, just because the tyres are much better. And there he's gone a bit wide there, so we're going to be able to take that position. For the first time in the race, Chris relinquishes the lead, and, well, apart from the pit stop phase obviously, and we now have the lead. And these tyres, good enough to set Pepple up by quite a margin.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep that up.
Now on lap 24, Beads destroys his vehicle, 75% in, so he will get the 10 points. But that means the safety car hasn't been deployed. Now while that brings the field closer to me, it did solve one problem, and that is that I didn't think the inters would make it to the finish. And we may need to switch on to either another set of inters or maybe dryers, depending on how the weather ends up going. Anyhow, we've gone back onto the inters, and unless the weather drastically changes, I should make it to the end. So the safety car.
The safety car is coming in this lap.
Yep, I was about to say that, but thank you for finishing my sentence. It's backing the field up a little bit. The safety car goes into the pits, and off we go. Don Silver and Chris right behind, and Nosem, the other car, still in the race.
We think the car behind is running on full revs. He's trying to close the gap.
We lost DRS, but we're in first, and it's wet, so that doesn't matter at all. Bit of a lock up there. So if the order finishes in this way, we'll take the championship lead because 13 points over Nosem, and he's 8 points ahead at the moment. So that's pretty good for us, and that is the crucial moment because we got better traction, and all of a sudden we're 1.7 ahead in the previous corner. We were all bunched up a lot, and that lead was never really relinquished. And at this point I've now stretched it out to 2 seconds, and just look how dry the track is. We could really be on slick tyres here, but obviously the transit time would not afford us the time to catch up if any of us pitted. They would be quicker, but not quick enough to catch with a pit stop. Chris sets the fastest lap, which isn't beaten, and pole and fastest lap, but no win for him. Pretty unlucky, but I guess you got to make the right calls. And looks like Caterham were able to help me this time. The engineer didn't really say much at all, actually, other than interrupting me. But just going to follow this last lap just to say how dry the circuit really is. Not quite bone dry, there are some wet patches, but the Inter is really not designed for this sort of level of no water. Still performing quite well though. Not much traction. Now what a grueling race this was. Took an hour and 2 minutes to see in a moment, and contributions from wet weather and the safety car obviously make this the longest race of the season. Some of them will be down around 30, 38, 39 I think, of Monza and Spa. Yeah. Anyway, coming around for the last couple of corners. Bit of sideways there, but that's just celebratory now. And around the last corner. Victory number 5 of the season.
Awesome, truly awesome. What a win.
And congratulations to the other guys who finished that race. What a crazy race that was. I'll see you next time, guys, in Korea. I've been Jacko. Bye for now.